In the heart of Willow Creek lived Sarah, a woman as warm and inviting as a summer afternoon. Willow Creek wasn't much to look at on a map, just a cluster of cozy houses nestled beside a gently flowing river surrounded by fields of golden wheat. But within its borders thrived a community bound together by genuine affection, and Sarah was the thread that wove it all together. She lived in a small, charming cottage with a garden overflowing with colorful flowers. Her days were filled with simple pleasures, baking pies for the town's annual bake-off, volunteering at the local library, and tending to her garden. Sarah wasn't rich, not in money anyway, but she was wealthy in spirit. Her kindness radiated outwards, touching everyone she met. Children would flock to her for stories, the elderly sought her comforting presence, and even the grumpiest townsfolk couldn't help but crack a smile in her company. Sarah had a way of making everyone feel seen and valued. She remembered names, listened intently, and always offered a helping hand. It wasn't just acts of grand charity, it was the small, everyday kindnesses that defined her. A freshly baked loaf of bread for a new neighbor, a comforting word for someone feeling down, a helping hand with groceries, these were the things that made Sarah the heart of Willow Creek. Miles away from Willow Creek, in a world of towering skyscrapers and relentless deadlines, lived Mr. Thompson. He was the head of a massive corporation, a billionaire accustomed to getting what he wanted when he wanted it. His days were a whirlwind of meetings, negotiations, and high-stakes decisions. Sleep was a luxury he rarely afforded himself, and stress was his constant companion. Mr. Thompson valued efficiency and control above all else. He drove a sleek, Italian sports car, a symbol of his success and a means of escaping the city's suffocating grip, however briefly. One sweltering afternoon, while speeding down a winding country road, the car sputtered and died just outside Willow Creek's town limits. Mr. Thompson was not a man accustomed to being stranded. He tried restarting the engine again and again, each attempt met with the same frustrating silence. His phone had no signal. Impatience flared within him. He had an important meeting scheduled, deals worth millions hanging in the balance. This unexpected delay threatened to unravel everything. He slammed his fist on the steering wheel, a rare display of outward frustration. Little did he know that this breakdown, a minor inconvenience in his meticulously planned life, would lead him to Willow Creek and a meeting that would change him forever. Sarah was on her way back from delivering a basket of freshly baked muffins to Mrs. Gable when she spotted the gleaming red sports car pulled over on the side of the road. She also saw a man dressed in an expensive suit pacing around the vehicle with a frustrated expression. It was clear he was in trouble. Without hesitation, Sarah pulled her old pickup truck over to the shoulder. She knew a thing or two about cars. Her late husband, Tom, had been a mechanic, and she'd spent countless hours by his side in the garage, learning the ins and outs of engines and repairs. "Having some trouble?" she asked, her voice gentle and friendly. Mr. Thompson, startled by her sudden appearance, turned around. He looked at her, taking in her simple dress, her kind eyes, and her work-worn hands. He was used to dealing with mechanics in pristine workshops, not friendly women in small towns. "It would appear so," he replied, his tone clipped and impatient. "The engine just died. I have an important meeting." "Well, let's take a look," Sarah said, unfazed by his brusqueness. She walked towards the car, and before Mr. Thompson could protest, she was already peering under the hood, her brow furrowed in concentration. She murmured, "sounds like it could be the fuel pump." Mr. Thompson stared at her, surprised by her confidence and knowledge. This wasn't the help he expected, but he was desperate. Sarah rummaged in the back of her pickup truck, producing a small toolbox that looked like it had seen better days. Mr. Thompson watched, a mixture of skepticism and fascination on his face, as she expertly set to work. She explained what she was doing as she went, her voice calm and reassuring. "It's a bit tricky to reach," she said, "but if we can just bypass the fuel pump relay, we should be able to get you back on the road." Using a few simple tools and a piece of wire, Sarah bypassed the faulty relay. After a few tense moments, she turned the key in the ignition. The engine sputtered, coughed, and then roared to life. Mr. Thompson stared in disbelief. I don't believe it," he stammered, genuinely amazed. "You fixed it." Sarah smiled, wiping her hands on a rag. "Just a temporary fix," she cautioned. "You'll need to get it properly repaired when you get to a garage. But it should get you where you need to go." Mr. Thompson was overwhelmed with gratitude. He was used to paying exorbitant fees for even the simplest repairs, and here was this woman, a complete stranger, who had fixed his expensive car with nothing but her knowledge and a few basic tools. "How can I ever thank you?" he asked, his voice sincere. "You saved me." "It was nothing, really," Sarah said, waving off his thanks. "Just a little know-how." "Still," Mr. Thompson insisted, "I'd like to at least offer you something for your trouble." Name your price. Sarah chuckled. My price is a little conversation, she said. I don't often get to meet people who drive fancy sports cars. Mr. Thompson, intrigued by her genuine curiosity, agreed. They sat on the tailgate of Sarah's truck, a stark contrast in their attire and lifestyles. He told her about his high-pressure job, the constant travel, and the relentless pursuit of success. She, in turn, shared stories about Willow Creek, the close-knit community, and the simple joys of life. He learned about her love for gardening, her dedication to the local library, and her cherished memories of her late husband, Tom. She learned about his demanding schedule, the weight of his responsibilities, and the loneliness that often accompanied his success. As they talked, they began to see the world through each other's eyes, realizing that happiness wasn't necessarily tied to wealth or status. Mr. Thompson started to understand the value of community and connection while Sarah gained a glimpse into the pressures of his world. Their conversation revealed the vast differences in their lives but also the universal human desire for purpose and connection. The afternoon sun began to dip below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. Sarah, realizing Mr. Thompson probably needed to get going, reached for a rag to wipe the grease from her hands. It was then, as she cleaned her fingers, that Mr. Thompson noticed the ring. It wasn't flashy or ostentatious, but it was undeniably unique. It was made of intricately twisted metal with a single, clear gemstone embedded in the center that seemed to catch and refract the light. It looked old, almost like an artifact, yet it possessed a strange, captivating beauty. Mr. Thompson, who had an eye for detail and an appreciation for fine craftsmanship, couldn't help but be drawn to it. He had seen countless expensive jewels in his life, but this ring possessed a quality that transcended mere monetary value. There was a story etched into its very design, a history that whispered of love, loss, and enduring connection. He found himself unable to look away. The simple act of Sarah wiping her hands had revealed something far more intriguing than he could have ever imagined. The ring seemed to shimmer in the fading light, beckoning him to uncover its secrets. That's a very interesting ring, Mr. Thompson said, unable to contain his curiosity any longer. If you don't mind me asking, where did you get it? Sarah looked down at the ring, a soft smile gracing her lips. It was a gift from my late husband, Tom, she said, her voice filled with affection and a hint of sadness. He made it for me. He was a jeweler? Mr. Thompson asked, surprised. The ring was far too unique to have come from a commercial shop. No, Sarah replied, Tom was an inventor. A brilliant one, really. But not many people recognized his talent. She paused, her fingers gently tracing the intricate metalwork. He was always tinkering with things, coming up with new ideas. The ring was one of his creations, a testament to his ingenuity. She explained that Tom had spent his life creating things, always hoping one of his inventions would make a difference. But he never found the success he deserved. Mr. Thompson listened intently, intrigued by the story of this unknown inventor and the beautiful ring he had crafted for his wife. He sensed that there was more to the story than Sarah was revealing, a hidden potential waiting to be uncovered. The ring was a symbol of Tom's unrecognized genius, a spark that ignited Mr. Thompson's curiosity. Tom was working on something truly special before he passed, Sarah continued, her voice softening with a mix of pride and regret. He believed it could change the world. Mr. Thompson leaned in, his interest piqued. What was it? He asked. It was a new type of energy source, Sarah explained. Something clean, efficient, and sustainable. He had made some incredible breakthroughs, but he ran out of time and resources before he could fully develop it. She sighed, looking out at the setting sun. All his notes, his prototypes, they're all still in his workshop. I just don't have the knowledge or the means to bring it to fruition. Mr. Thompson felt a surge of excitement. He had always been interested in renewable energy, and the idea of a groundbreaking invention lying dormant in a small-town workshop was incredibly appealing. He saw an opportunity not just for profit but to make a real difference in the world. He had the resources, the expertise, and the connections to bring Tom's invention to life. The ring and the story behind it had sparked something within him, a desire to help Sarah fulfill her husband's legacy and potentially change the future. Sarah, Mr. Thompson said, his voice filled with newfound determination, I want to help you. I want to help you realize your husband's dream. Sarah looked at him, surprised. What do you mean? I have the resources, the connections, the expertise to bring Tom's invention to life, he explained. I can fund the research, assemble a team of experts, and navigate the complex world of patents and regulations. I believe in his vision, and I believe we can make it a reality. He paused, searching her eyes. I know this is a lot to take in, but I'm serious. I want to help you share Tom's gift with the world. Sarah was speechless. She had never imagined that someone like Mr. Thompson, a wealthy and powerful businessman, would be interested in her late husband's unfinished invention. It seemed too good to be true. But the sincerity in his voice, the genuine enthusiasm in his eyes, gave her a glimmer of hope. Could this be the opportunity Tom had always dreamed of? Could Mr. Thompson be the one to finally bring his vision to life? She took a deep breath, trying to process the enormity of his offer. Of course, Mr. Thompson continued, sensing her hesitation, this would be a partnership. I would provide the funding and the business expertise, and you would provide the knowledge of Tom's work and the inspiration behind it. He carefully explained that he would need to form a company and secure the necessary patents, outlining the legal and financial complexities involved. In exchange for my investment and effort, he said, I would propose a share of the profits if and when the invention becomes commercially viable. He named a percentage, a figure that seemed enormous to Sarah, accustomed to a life of modest means. He quickly added, but I want to assure you, Sarah, that my primary goal is not just profit. It's about honoring Tom's legacy and bringing his invention to the world. The financial rewards are secondary. He presented it as a win-win situation. Sarah would see her husband's dream realized, and he would have the satisfaction of contributing to a potentially revolutionary technology. He emphasized the importance of transparency and fairness, promising to keep her informed every step of the way. He hoped his straightforward approach would ease her concerns and convince her that his intentions were genuine. Despite Mr. Thompson's assurances, Sarah couldn't shake off a feeling of unease. She had lived a simple life, far removed from the complexities of the business world. The idea of forming a company, negotiating contracts, and dealing with patents was daunting. She worried about being taken advantage of, about losing control of Tom's legacy. More than that, she wasn't sure if she could truly trust Mr. Thompson. He seemed genuine enough, but he was still a stranger, a powerful and wealthy man from a world she didn't understand. She had always relied on her instincts, and right now her instincts were telling her to be cautious. What if his intentions weren't as pure as he claimed? What if he just wanted to exploit Tom's invention for his own gain? She needed time to think, to weigh the risks and the rewards. The prospect of finally realizing Tom's dream was incredibly tempting, but she couldn't ignore her reservations. She had a responsibility to protect his legacy, and she wouldn't make any rash decisions. She needed to be sure that she was doing what was best for Tom, even if it meant walking away from this incredible opportunity. Sensing Sarah's hesitation, Mr. Thompson knew he had to do more than just offer words. He decided to stay in Willow Creek for a while, postponing his business meetings and immersing himself in the town's slower pace of life. He helped Sarah in her garden, attended the local church service, and even volunteered at the library, reading stories to the children. He spent hours listening to Sarah's stories about Tom, learning about his passion for inventing and his unwavering belief in the power of clean energy. He visited Tom's workshop, carefully examining his notes and prototypes, marveling at his ingenuity and dedication. He spoke with people in the town, hearing firsthand about Tom's kindness and his positive impact on the community. Mr. Thompson made it clear that he wasn't just interested in the potential profit, he was genuinely committed to honoring Tom's memory and bringing his vision to life. He showed Sarah that he was willing to invest his time and energy, not just his money, into making Tom's dream a reality. Slowly, Sarah began to see a different side of Mr. Thompson, a side that was kind, compassionate, and deeply respectful of Tom's legacy. Her initial skepticism began to fade, replaced by a growing sense of trust. After weeks of careful consideration and observing Mr. Thompson's genuine nature, Sarah made her decision. She invited him to her cottage, the scent of freshly baked apple pie filling the air. As they sat at her kitchen table, bathed in the warm afternoon light, she looked him in the eye and spoke. Mr. Thompson, she began, I've thought long and hard about your offer, and I've decided to trust you. A smile spread across her face. Let's do it. Let's bring Tom's invention to the world. A wave of relief washed over Mr. Thompson. He had grown to genuinely care about Sarah and her husband's legacy, and he was thrilled that she had placed her trust in him. Sarah felt a surge of excitement, a feeling she hadn't experienced since Tom's passing. It was a leap of faith, stepping into a world she didn't fully understand, but she knew in her heart that it was the right thing to do. She was honoring Tom's memory, and she was giving his dream a chance to come true. For the first time in a long time, Sarah felt a sense of hope, a belief that something extraordinary was about to happen. The future, once clouded by grief and uncertainty, now shimmered with possibility. The partnership began in earnest. Mr. Thompson transformed Tom's old workshop into a state-of-the-art laboratory equipped with the latest technology. He assembled a team of brilliant scientists and engineers, all eager to work on such a promising project. Sarah became an integral part of the team, sharing her intimate knowledge of Tom's research and providing invaluable insights into his thought process. She spent hours poring over his notes, explaining his diagrams, and demonstrating his experiments. Her deep understanding of the invention, combined with Mr. Thompson's business acumen, proved to be a powerful force. Mr. Thompson handled the logistical and financial aspects of the project, securing patents, negotiating contracts, and managing the team. He relied on Sarah's input, valuing her common sense and her unwavering commitment to Tom's vision. He learned to appreciate her straightforward approach and her ability to cut through the complexities and focus on what truly mattered. They worked together seamlessly, their contrasting skills complementing each other perfectly. It was an unlikely partnership, but it was built on mutual respect, shared goals, and a deep desire to honor Tom's legacy. The path to realizing Tom's invention wasn't always smooth. They faced numerous challenges and setbacks along the way. Experiments failed, prototypes malfunctioned, and funding became tight at times. There were moments when even Mr. Thompson, with his vast experience, felt discouraged. But Sarah's unwavering optimism and her deep belief in Tom's vision kept them going. She reminded everyone of the importance of their work, the potential to change the world, and the need to honor Tom's legacy. Her spirit was infectious, inspiring the team to persevere through the difficult times. Mr. Thompson, in turn, used his business skills to navigate the complex financial and legal hurdles. He secured additional funding, negotiated favorable contracts, and protected their intellectual property. He also learned to be more patient and understanding, adopting Sarah's calm and compassionate approach to problem-solving. Together, they faced each obstacle with determination and resilience. They learned from their mistakes, adapted to changing circumstances, and never gave up on their shared goal. Their combined skills and unwavering commitment proved to be an unstoppable force, enabling them to overcome even the most daunting challenges. The setbacks only strengthened their resolve and deepened their bond. Finally, after years of hard work and dedication, Tom's invention was ready. They launched it with a grand ceremony, inviting scientists, investors, and community members from Willow Creek. The invention, a revolutionary clean energy device, was a resounding success. It was more efficient, more sustainable, and more affordable than anything else on the market. The world took notice. News articles and documentaries celebrated Tom's genius and Sarah's unwavering support. Awards were given, and Tom's name was finally etched in the annals of scientific history. Sarah, once a simple woman living a quiet life, became an inspiration to others, a symbol of hope and perseverance. The financial rewards were significant as well. Sarah received a substantial share of the profits, providing her with financial security for the rest of her life. She used the money wisely, donating to local charities, funding scholarships for students in Willow Creek, and ensuring that Tom's legacy would continue to benefit the community he loved. She never forgot her roots, remaining humble and grounded despite her newfound wealth and fame. The success of the invention not only brought recognition to Tom but also transformed Sarah's life in ways she could never have imagined. The experience of working with Sarah and bringing Tom's invention to life profoundly changed Mr. Thompson. He realized that true success wasn't just about accumulating wealth or achieving power, it was about making a positive impact on the world and connecting with others on a human level. He became more compassionate and grounded, shedding his former arrogance and embracing a more humble approach to life. He started prioritizing relationships over profits, investing in projects that benefited society, and mentoring young entrepreneurs with a passion for innovation. He sold his expensive sports car and bought a more practical vehicle, one that he could use to visit Willow Creek more often. He spent less time in his high-rise office and more time in the field, working alongside his employees and listening to their concerns. Mr. Thompson never forgot the lessons he learned from Sarah and the memory of Tom. He carried the ring, a replica he had commissioned, in his pocket as a reminder of the unexpected journey that had transformed his life. He understood that true wealth wasn't measured in dollars and cents, but in the richness of human connection and the satisfaction of making a difference. He was no longer just a billionaire, he was a better person. As the years passed, a subtle shift occurred in Sarah and Mr. Thompson's relationship. Their initial partnership, based on mutual respect and a shared goal, blossomed into something deeper, something more tender. A quiet affection grew between them, unspoken but undeniable. Mr. Thompson found himself drawn to Sarah's warmth, her kindness, and her unwavering spirit. He admired her strength, her resilience, and her ability to find joy in the simple things. He cherished their conversations, their shared laughter, and the comfortable silence they often shared. Sarah, in turn, appreciated Mr. Thompson's transformation, his newfound compassion, and his genuine interest in her well-being. She saw beyond his wealth and his former arrogance, recognizing the kind and generous heart that lay beneath. She enjoyed his company, his support, and the quiet strength he offered. Their feelings for each other remained understated, a delicate bloom that neither of them dared to fully acknowledge. The memory of Tom was still a powerful presence in Sarah's life, and Mr. Thompson respected that. They were content with their close friendship, their shared purpose, and the unspoken understanding that existed between them. The possibility of romance lingered in the air, a gentle whisper that added a touch of sweetness to their already rich and fulfilling relationship. Whether or not their subtle affection ever blossomed into full-blown romance, Sarah and Mr. Thompson forged a bond that transcended mere business or even friendship. Their partnership was built on a foundation of mutual respect, admiration, and a shared commitment to making the world a better place. They remained close confidants, supporting each other through thick and thin. Mr. Thompson continued to visit Willow Creek regularly, not just for business, but to spend time with Sarah and the community that had welcomed him with open arms. He became an honorary member of the town, participating in local events and contributing to its well-being. Sarah, in turn, remained a source of wisdom and inspiration for Mr. Thompson. She helped him stay grounded, reminding him of the importance of kindness, compassion, and community. She taught him the value of simple pleasures and the power of human connection. Their relationship was a testament to the transformative power of unexpected encounters and the enduring strength of human connection. They proved that two people from vastly different worlds could come together, not only to achieve great things but also to enrich each other's lives in profound and lasting ways. Their partnership, regardless of its romantic undertones, became a shining example of what could be achieved when people put aside their differences and embraced their shared humanity. Sarah continued to live her simple life in Willow Creek, surrounded by the community she loved. She remained the heart of the town, her kindness and generosity touching the lives of everyone she met. She found comfort in tending to her garden, baking pies for her neighbors, and volunteering at the library, always remembering the lessons Tom had taught her and the importance of staying true to herself. Mr. Thompson, forever changed by his encounter with Sarah and the memory of Tom, dedicated his life to making the world a better place. He continued to invest in sustainable energy projects, mentor young inventors, and support communities in need. He often visited Willow Creek, cherishing the time he spent with Sarah and the friends he had made there. The ring, Tom's creation, became a symbol of their unexpected connection, a reminder that even the most ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things and that kindness and compassion can transform lives. Sarah continued to wear it every day, a tangible reminder of her late husband's genius and the enduring power of love and hope. Mr. Thompson carried his replica, a silent promise to honor Tom's legacy and to live a life of purpose and meaning. Their story became a local legend, a testament to the transformative power of kindness, community, and a little bit of serendipity.